Hello! At some point, you might be looking at your blog and going, what the heck? How come this doesn't work? I have one blog post or I've got 20 blog posts, but it just shows me the same thing. And this is just hard-coded stuff right now. In this lesson, provided by learnwagtail.com, we are not going to hard-code this anymore. This is going to be dynamic. And we're going to do something very nice and very developer-friendly. So I'm going to open up my project here. And a little bit of cleanup is fine. So when I go into my blog, not the blog page, we could close that. We could close models. We're going to open up the blog index page. This is our listing page. That's this one right here. And you can see that we have, all of that. And then we kind of have the same thing. The content seems to change, but the styling is all the same. So really this just repeats over and over and over again. What we're going to do is we're going to grab just one of those. And actually, you know what? I'm going to copy it. I'm not going to do anything else with it at the moment. And I'm going to go into Atlas. That's my project. Your project might be called something else. Templates, includes. And this one's going to be called blogpreview.html. And I'm just going to paste that in there. Now, what's nice about this is I can, watch this. This is kind of interesting. For I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that has to be a string. We're going to then include our includes folder, blogpreview.html, and end that for loop. And we're going to see that the exact same one is going to show up a bunch of times now. The exact same one. Now we can see we need some sort of change in there because the spacing isn't quite right, and there's a better way to do this than what this template is doing, but for the purpose of this particular course, we are not going to worry about that. We're going to add that padding top from the second one into our blog preview. And that's just a little CSS, and there we go. Okay, so it's the exact same thing over and over and over again. Now what we want to do is go into our blog models, and in our blog index page, we got set up earlier with this. We have get context, whatever that context is going to be, that's cool, and just return it. And somewhere in between, also add posts. So we're going to add blog page, which is this child page down here. They have to be live, so they have to be actually published. They have to be public, so they can't be hidden to the public. And then order by. And we're going to order by the first date that they were published, not the first time they were created or the tree order that they're in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I definitely go into more detail in the larger Wagtail course called the Ultimate Wagtail Developers Course. So if you're interested in learning kind of more about the behind the scenes stuff, that is a great place to go. But for now, we're just going to work on posts. So we have these posts. They are now going to come into our blog index page. And instead of for I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to say for post in posts, because that comes from our context. And we're going to say with the post is equal to the post. And so we're saying assign a variable called post. It has this information in there, which comes from here, and this is an iterable, so this is a loop. And inject that into the context of this blog preview page. Now watch this. When I save that and go over here, blog preview, we're just going to change this to post.title. Now we shouldn't see a lot happen anymore. We only have one blog post currently, and in fact, we're not going to see anything because apparently I broke something, and there is, it's a typo again. Again, I'm going to blame that on my keyboard. It seems to be wearing out. It actually isn't. I'm just really bad at typing when I'm being recorded. Okay, so refresh. Here we go. My first post. Great. It's working. Okay, so we can work with that. The title is there. So we go into our blog preview. We can change the date here. It's post, not page anymore. Because even though we're passing all the pages to a thing called posts, for each one, it's called a post. So we're kind of basically calling it a page, but something else so that we don't have the same variable more than once on this in this template. So essentially this post is a page, and we're going to pass that in here, and then we do post dot first published at, and we're going to do date FJY. I'm not totally convinced. Again, this is like my weakness. This FDY is what we had before, so we're going to do FDY. Refresh. Oh, there it is. We have that 4-minute read in there. And that is coming from, again, that is our blog detail page. Right, so blog page. This is going to be a list of these. We only currently have one. So for that first iteration, that blog page has reading time in minutes. We can go over here, put that in there. Post.reading time in minutes. Refresh. Well, it turns out it's the exact same time. And then we need categories. And in here, we can literally steal this from our blog page for the most part. This is what we did in the last lesson. So we're going to copy that. Yeah, we're going to copy that. And then we're going to paste it in there. A lot of copy and paste. And is there anything really different? So margin bottom, yep, it's actually supposed to be 4. Inline block, rounded full. Background color is going to be whatever that orderable is. PX2. As I'm highlighting these, by the way, I have syntax highlighting and all sorts of other features in my editor. So as I highlight this, it highlights the common one up here. So I'm typing down here, but I'm actually looking up here. Text small, text green, small bottom 8. That's not in there. And boom. We could actually turn this into an include as well if we wanted to, technically. My first post, that didn't work, and that's because for orderable in page.categories at all, come on, I just explained it to you. It's not page, it's post. We pass it in as the word post. There we go. That's starting to look a little bit better. Now, because we have that in there, we can go into our blog index listing page and get rid of all of them. Get out of here. And let's take a look at what happens. All right, we have one post. Oh, we're forgetting the most important part, the link. So this is going to be just like a page, right? Instead of calling it page.url, remember, we're just passing in post. Mostly I'm talking to myself about that last mistake that I just made. Go ahead and, oh no, I clicked on it. Refresh, and when I click it, there it is. My blog is working. Links are starting to connect. We have pagination. That's not useful right now, so we will deal with that at some point, but not right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to copy this entire page. I'm going to call it my second post. Second post, is it published? Yes. And let's go in here. Second post and first post show up, right? And let's just make that second post just a wee bit different. Let's get rid of JavaScript. It's going to be Python or Wagtail only. The reading time is going to be 8 minutes, and the content can be the same. Python Wagtail, my second post. My first post still stays the same. The reading time has changed. This is working. Now this is great. Why? Because we also have this on the home page, and we can do the exact same thing here. So now we're going to go into home models.py. We set this up a little while ago, a number of videos ago, where we said blog post is equal to 1, 2, 3. Well, that is no good. What we're going to do is we're going to take that out, and we're going to do context blog posts. I accidentally deleted a little too much there. I'm going to say blog page.objects.live.public.orderby, and first published at, no typo there like I did last time, and just get the first 3. Then we have to import that. Import the blog page, otherwise Python will be unhappy. And when I go into here, okay, 2 iterations. We have 2 blog posts, but the content hasn't changed yet. So now we're going to go into our home page and 4 posts and blog posts. Instead of all of this stuff in here and having to change it every single time, we can say includes /blog preview.html with post is equal to post, just like we did in our blog index page. If we take a look at this, and maybe I can do this actually. All right, look at that. So that is pretty much identical. The difference is in one page, we're using context name of posts, and in another page, we're using the context name of blog posts. But honestly, that's the only change. So let's go ahead and refresh our page. Look at that. Our blog posts are showing up. Click it. Brings us right to where we want to go. That is a beautiful thing right there. That is working. That is all hooked up. Now, in the next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to actually hook up this pagination a little bit. So what happens if you have 30 blog posts and you don't want them all to show up on the same page? Maybe there's too many queries. Who knows? Maybe you only want to show 3 per page for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. If the design says show 5, we're going to show 5. And we're going to set up pagination. So when we click on 2, it shows us the next 5. 3 is going to show us 10 through 15. And next is just going to show us the very next one. So we're going to hook that up in the next lesson using pagination.